Hey, so oh, look at me in the microphone. Coming in very well. So at the start of the year, I had 2 health insurance policies, and then I lost one in May when I got laid off, and then in June I turned 26, and I can no longer be on my mom's health insurance policy. Don't worry. I've gone to healthcare.gov and I've applied, and I'm being very careful until they get back to me. I'm also just a generally healthy person, except for the past few years I've had this lingering issue. I have this thing on my neck, and it's coarse. It's like a coarse patch of skin. It's discolored, and it itches sometimes. And I've been treating it. We could backtrack a little bit. I've been treating it for 2 years. When I first found it, and I told my mom that, relax, guys. I have 5 minutes. Yeah, I told my mom that that she should set up an appointment with her doctor, because I don't have a doctor. I borrow her sometimes, and her doctor is not my favorite person in the world. I'm nice to him, and he's nice to me, and I respect him, and he doesn't respect me. So it's kind of a thing. But I was just hey, I got this bacteria on my neck, and he was just well, actually it's a fungus, and I was oh, look at the know-it-all. So he prescribed me some creams, and I went to the pharmacist across the street, and the pharmacist assistant actually knew my older brother. They went to school together, and she was going through my prescription. She was oh, Metellus, are you Derek's brother? And I was yeah, can I have my antifungal cream? Kind of wanted to do this with strangers. And so I took that cream, and it didn't really work, and I would go back, and it would just be the same thing over again. I'd finish the bottle, I'd go back, he'd prescribe a higher dose of the bottle, that wouldn't work. And it only bothered me in extreme heat or extreme cold, so I just go back in summer and winter. But then I lost coverage, and it was June, and I was just well, I've got a month to try to get rid of this thing. And so I went to my doctor, and I was just I gotta fight with this guy, he doesn't respect me. But I have to push to see a specialist, because the stuff he's prescribing me isn't working. And so I asked, and he was no, 2 weeks, you'll take this, we'll do a higher dosage. And I was no, the shit you're prescribing me isn't working, and I need to see a dermatologist, because maybe it's not a fungus, maybe it's eczema or something. And so he sent me to this dermatologist whose hours were 7 a.m. to 11 a.m. And of course the next available opening was at 7:15. So I sleepwalked into the dermatologist's office, and I saw him, and he was he took a look. He was well, it's either ringworm or eczema. And then he took a scalpel to it, and took a little sample to test it, and he prescribed me something. And as I was leaving, the lady at the front desk was just well, let's just schedule your next appointment for next month, just in case. And she could see that I was tired. She was let's do 10:30 next month. I was yeah, let's do that. And so I took what he prescribed me, and it just burned my skin. It hurt so bad, and my skin was peeling off. And the next month, this lady called me, and she was just well, just trying to confirm your appointment for tomorrow. And I knew I couldn't go because I hadn't squared off my insurance yet, but I was still between jobs, and it made me think. I was man, I've spent so much money on co-pays and buying this medicine, and I know now that it's not life-threatening. I mean, if it's ringworm, I can't hug babies anymore. And if it's eczema, I just have to stop body shaming myself. It'll be okay. And so I didn't go, and since then I've been self-medicating, and before I tell you what I've been taking, I just want to get this on the record because I am being recorded right now. Keep up to date on your vaccinations. If you're experiencing like mental health issues, like talk to a professional. If you have a physical ailment, get that checked out by a doctor. But if you have mild eczema, here's what you need. Aloe vera moisturizing gel. And a jar of cocoa butter. It worked for me and I think it can work for you too. Thank you.